I'm incredibly nostalgic towards the Fantastic Four. I love the 90s cartoon, which, looking back, there must have been something f***ing wrong with me.
Am I missing something? Is everybody around here on fire but me?
They call me Ghost Rider.
Jessica Alba was one of my childhood crushes, and I've almost read the entirety of the Ultimate Fantastic Four run, which I don't remember anything at all. So, forever and ever, the Fantastic Four is one of my favorite superhero franchises by far, and I'm incredibly forgiving for whatever is done with the characters and the cosmology. Even Fant4stic. The background of Fant4stic, what a wonderful tale. From what I've heard, it was made because Fox's movie rights to the Fantastic Four was about to expire if they didn't do diddly squat with the license, so they started production for a reboot for the release in 2015, with the intention that it would be canon with the Fox X-Men movies, so it would create a Marvel Studios-styled network of franchises that would inevitably result in a Avengers-style X-Men vs Fantastic Four crossover. But the mood towards Fant4stic was immediately terrible because the original synopsis was pretty dumb and everybody wanted the Fantastic Four back with Marvel, so all the characters and assets can be integrated into the MCU, from Galactus, Silver Surfer, the Negative Zone, the Baxter Building, you know, everything. So even though the original trailer was pretty dope, I think, in the sense that it looked like Interstellar with superheroes, because there was a real sense of strong genre gravitas, but yeah, the dislikes were still pretty noticeable, and even Marvel Comics smeared the movie. They stopped putting the Fantastic Four on any merchandise, they stopped selling Fantastic Four comics for a bit. In an issue of The Punisher, the entire cast of actors got f***ing blown up. So yeah, the atmosphere was pretty miserably stacked against the movie since the very beginning. Everything then got worse when Fox got cold feet because director Josh Trank's vision was so dark and different from the familiar commercially safe tone associated with the superhero movie aesthetic that they started to interfere with the production, including whereas Simon Kinberg, who's a producer for this film and is a key honcho over at the X-Men films, reshot around 1/3 of the movie, which is pretty noticeable with Kate Mara's amazing wig in the horribly just awful tonally different ending. They also cut out 3 large fight scenes that were hinted at in the trailers, and Josh Trank was also kept out of the editing room, presumably so they can forcefully cut the movie down to being less than 2 hours in order to have more showings in a day. And during all this time, Josh Trank got fucking mad, trashed the hotel room that he was in, causing hundreds of dollars in property damage. His dog pissed all over everything. He then condemned the movie on Twitter, ensuring that he would never work again in Hollywood, so... The movie came out and, like fecal matter coming out of a donkey's anus, things did not go well. People got bird flu while watching it, the studio lost about $80 million, the aggregated score on Rotten Tomatoes is not good. Therefore now the sequels are gone, the crossover is gone, Toby Kebbell's career is gone, Josh Trank's Boba Fett movie is gone, and now 5 years later Disney merged with Fox, so now Marvel Studios will be able to integrate the franchise into Phase 5 apparently of the MCU, so this saga has been a waste of time, money, resources, and careers. Well done everybody, what you did was pointless.
When I grow up, I want to be the first person in human history to teleport himself.
I'm sorry, what?
That's not absurd, I wanted to be an action man as a kid.
I'm building it in my garage.
Is it next to your flying car?
A flying car, is that foreshadowing? Or just a hint at deleted content?
Hey, clobber in town.
Wow, Fantastic Four everybody, fun for the whole family, even your divorced dad who masturbates in the kitchen at night. I genuinely love all this childhood stuff, it's so wonderfully sincere and without overdoing it with generic lines like, "You've always been arrogant, Reed, since you were a child." We just see it and we establish openly in a non-judgmental way, you know, like in a real movie. Oh it's Tim from Tim and Eric.
You were adopted?
No, I just wish that I was.
Yeah. You're disqualified.
Wait, what?
This is a science fair, not a magic competition. I don't see any real science here.
What magic trick? You saw it dematerialize before your very eyes. I like how they avoided using CGI glowing sand or something. Stupid comments aside, I think the entire opening is genuinely brilliant. 11 minutes in and we almost have like a short film where we watch this genius kid moving up in the world.
Sorry, did you say something?
Yeah, I was just asking, what are you listening to?
I like this scene and the other scene with Sue too. It's natural and tightly written, which only makes the reshoots even more obvious, which I'll get to. Oh look, they used Assassin's Creed Syndicate. That dated the movie immediately.
It's great to meet you.
Hi, Susan.
Hey, Victor.
Must we do another love triangle like the Tim Story one between fucking Reed, Victor, and Sue? Like, why?
People running the earth are the same ones running it into the ground, so maybe it deserves what it's got coming to it.
Dr. Doom over here.
Dr. Doom, ha ha ha. Why is the Johnny Storm introduction exactly the same as the 2005 one, where it's the character showing off on a vehicle? I like Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm. In fact, I like all the cast, even Miles Teller and his incredibly punchable face. Why is there a CGI monkey? Just use a real one. He doesn't have to do any tricks or anything.
You want it back? You're gonna have to earn it.
Every line from Luke Cage's dad sounds so dramatic, it's weird. But I kinda dig it. I love this cut.
I could use some.
Ethanol kills brain cells.
That green CGI effect is poo-poo.
Come on, let's check it out.
I love this scene too. It's a genuine sense of dread here, because it's a tone transformation that works because the text is aware that the audience has expectations, so they've been able to embellish all the previous character scenes with an even strong sense of sincere innocence, so this moment feels even more horrifying, and it's really, really well done actually. It's really good filmmaking. Just pull the rope up, you fools. Oh, the hokey dramatic. Oh, you gotta type really, really quickly to get the thing done. Oh, this whole reveal and complete tonal shift I think is pretty fucking awesome, because you can tell that this is what Trank wanted to make. This body horror deconstruction of the superhero concept, where bodily powers are actually a form of pain rather than strength. How did Reed escape? He can barely walk, let alone hide from patrols and watchtowers. Johnny Storm's costume is horrible. Like, what? That chest piece is too small for his chest. It looks like the bloody kids version he's wearing. Confirmed kills. What? Isn't this worth exploring?
We'll reopen the gate, find a cure, end this.
Oh dear. The wig and this dialogue is so bad, and this whole scene feels so condescending because it's just dumb exposition for the dumb audience. Fake wig to real hair. What a great transition. That face morph. Jesus. How did removing the thing's trousers actually make him look sillier?
We can't change the past, but we can change the future. You said you wanted your work to make a difference.
These interrupting reshoot scenes are doing my f***ing heading, because now it's just spelling out the individual character arcs so the audience doesn't have to f***ing think anymore.
The landscape's changed.
How?
I don't know, it's just
It
different.
looks different now because it looks like they're in f***ing 300. Dr. Doom is fucking awesome. I mean, he looks like a crash head dummy, but still, it's not overly extravagant, but it's scary.
Victor, we're not gods. We're just people.
What the f does that have anything to do with anything? Or being gods isn't a theme to this movie. What? Another blue laser being shot into the sky. How delightful.
The matter from Earth is being converted to energy. We need to stop Victor. He's the source.
How do you know that?
This is what I do.
When did they become friends again? What?
Victor, don't do this.
There is no Victor. There is only doom.
That is a genuine piece of wonderful writing there that absolutely reflects how people speak in real life. Why doesn't Dr. Doom just cause everyone's head to explode like he did before? This shot of Dr. Doom falling is so stupid that it single-handedly undo all the work done to establish his scary gravitas. Well done, movie. Well done.
The place gave him his powers, but it gave us all of ours too. It's who we are now. Maybe it's who we're meant to be.
This speech feels not only unearned, but it makes me want to jump off a bridge.
It's clobbering time!
Yay, he said it's clobbering time. How relevant. Why is there this triumphant happy music when it's just a giant crater where hundreds of government personnel had not only died, but now their bodies, including their own father, will never get proper burials?
How about two guys, a girl, and the thing that nobody wanted?
Why is Johnny mean to Ben? That's a comic book thing, but in this movie there's no collision of personality types, so it just comes out of nowhere, and especially when this movie constantly affirms that Johnny is a super nice guy in here. So what?
Say that again?
It's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
This ending is poo-poo because it betrays everything. Everything. This sincere horror and drama built on quiet trust with the audience's ability to be patient and engaged has all its natural momentum just blotched up by this stupid in-your-face artificial sense of joy. This whole thing is an example of how overdone dialogue can single-handedly destroy everything. And just isn't it cute that Jamie Bell and Kate Mara are together in real life, where in the Ultimate Fantastic Four comics, Ben and Sue ends up together after Reed goes nuts? Do you think they got together because of that? Like it was some sort of magical... Okay, that sounds stupid. There are 4 phases in Fant4stic: the innocent tale of 2 friends, a sci-fi drama, then a body horror movie, then a superhero movie, and collectively the first half is all about the journey of a man with ambition, and the second half is about the redemption of a man's arrogance. As much as it's called Fant4stic, the central main character is Reed Richards all the way through. Everyone else revolves around him. There's no scenes between Sue and Ben, and only faint moments between Ben and Johnny. Reed is the only character who has a relationship with every single other member, and this is where I have to commend the movie, because instead of writing in junk obligatory scenes that don't mean anything like other ensemble films that struggles with giving relevance to the cast, it commits. And if they were to do sequels, this is a perfect emotional context to let everything grow off of. Because Reed is one of the most interesting Marvel characters by far. His arrogance, his coldness, his sense of adventure, his fatherly qualities. It's a perfect thematic, artistic platform to plant other characters onto.
There he is.
Well, you're wrong. I don't want to be famous. I just want my work to make a difference.
Reed's story is a journey of humility. In the library scene, he tells Sue that he just wants his work to matter. In other words, he wants notoriety, perhaps not exactly fame, but he wants credit. Therefore, he gives in to Doom's temptation to drunkenly use the teleporter. The transformation with the powers thematically is in a lot of ways a punishment for that hubris. And he learns his lesson. One of the final shots is him looking at his best friend with awe and even inspiration. But this is all messed up because clearly in the final cut they removed all the quiet scenes of his internal regrets during his time hiding with his superpowers, and replaced it with the stupid reshoot scene where Sue jumps straight ahead into giving Reed a chance of redemption.
This is it. This is your chance.
It's like turning the page while the ink is still wet, because by removing these sort of necessary middle depressing scenes, you end up taking away all the depth from the change. The story about identity in relation to introspective values ends up seemingly disinterested with the private nuances of the main character. It probably made the test audiences really miserable. So in the final theatrical cut, you end up having a collision between the story's content against its narrative. Fant4stic is an artifact from a bygone era, where fidelity towards the superhero comic source material is actively obstructed by a sense of insecurity. Just seeing the title is so bizarre. It's a positive adjective in grimy, miserable, scary font. But regardless, I kinda like it. It's so freaking weird and absolutely and bizarrely sincere. Josh Trank's version, I think, would have been great as a fun genre experiment, in the same vein of how Punisher Warzone was what if Punisher was merged with a Grindhouse kind of film, or The Winter Soldier is Captain America put into a 70s conspiracy thriller, or The Dark Knight was Batman placed into a psychological crime thriller. This could have been one of those kind of examples. What if the Fantastic Four was a David Cronenberg sci-fi body horror film? Granted, it's more of a random combination, but I think it could have worked. It could have been respected as the others if they stood to its gun. Instead, we got this mess of a movie, but you know what? I still kind of like it. Rewatching it, it's harmless, it's stupid, it's muddled. I don't know. I guess I must have been dropped as a baby or something.